My name is Emma, and today I want to tell you a story. It's about my childhood friend Clara and her brother Daniel. Their family lived next door to us for 15 years. We grew up together. I saw everything. It wasn't always easy to watch, especially how their father, Mr. Henderson, treated them. You see, Daniel was his golden boy, his absolute favorite. But Daniel was trouble. He was the failure. He was the liar. He was the dishonest one. And yet, Mr. Henderson adored him. It broke Clara's heart every single day. Clara was the oldest. She was quiet. She worked hard. She got straight A's without showing off. She helped her mom with chores without being asked. She was kind to everyone, even to Daniel when he stole her things. She deserved praise. She deserved love. But Mr. Henderson barely seemed to notice her. His eyes were always on Daniel. Daniel who scraped by with D's. Daniel who got caught cheating twice. Daniel who broke Mr. Peterson's window playing baseball and lied about it. I remember one Saturday. Clara had spent all morning baking a cake for her dad's birthday. It was lopsided but full of love. She was so proud. Daniel had forgotten the birthday. He rushed out that morning. He came back with a cheap plastic trophy he probably found somewhere. He said he'd won it in a tournament at the community center. We both knew that center didn't even have tournaments. But when Mr. Henderson came home, Daniel shoved the trophy in his face. "Look what I won for you, Dad," he shouted. Mr. Henderson's face lit up like sunshine. He hugged Daniel tight. "That's my boy. A champion," he boomed. He didn't even see Clara standing there, holding her cake, her eyes filled with tears she wouldn't let fall. He took one bite of her cake later. He just said, needs more sugar. That was it. Daniel's lies got bigger as he got older. He'd say he got a job. He never showed up. He'd claim he was accepted into a trade school program. The letter was a fake. He'd borrow money from his dad for supplies or tuition. He'd spend it on video games or clothes. Mr. Henderson always believed him, always covered for him. Daniel's got potential, he'd tell anyone who listened. He's just finding his way. He needs my support. When Daniel crashed the family car joyriding, it was an accident. The brakes failed. When Daniel got caught shoplifting, he was set up. He's a good kid. Clara got a part-time job at 16. She saved every penny. She bought her own used car. Mr. Henderson barely acknowledged it. Practical was all he said. Clara graduated high school as valedictorian. She got a full scholarship to a great university. Her speech was amazing. She thanked her teachers. She thanked her mom. She didn't mention her dad much. He sat there clapping politely, but his eyes kept drifting to Daniel. Daniel had barely graduated. He had no plans. After the ceremony, Mr. Henderson slapped Daniel on the back. "My boy made it through. That's the spirit. We'll figure out what's next." Clara stood beside me. Her smile was tight. "Congratulations," I whispered. She just nodded. "Thanks, Em. I'm just glad it's over." The hurt was a physical thing between us. Clara went off to college. She thrived. She called her mom often. She rarely spoke to her dad. Daniel stayed home. He drifted from one dead-end job to another. He always quit or got fired. He always had an excuse. And Mr. Henderson always bought it. He paid Daniel's rent for a while. He paid off fines. He bailed him out of trouble constantly. Mrs. Henderson tried to talk sense into her husband. It always ended in arguments. "You're too hard on him." Mr. Henderson would yell. "You coddle Clara." It was insane. Clara never asked for anything. Daniel demanded everything. Years passed. Clara became a successful engineer. She bought a house. She was happy, finally away from the constant comparison. Daniel? He got involved with some shady people. There was a bad business deal. Money went missing. Daniel swore he was innocent. He blamed his partners. But the evidence was pretty clear. He faced serious charges. Mr. Henderson was frantic. He mortgaged the house. He emptied his retirement savings. He hired the best lawyer he could find. He believed Daniel's lies right up until the moment the verdict was read. Guilty. Daniel was going to prison. The strain was too much. Just weeks after Daniel's sentencing, Mr. Henderson had a massive stroke. It was devastating. He ended up in a rehabilitation hospital. He needed constant care. He was partially paralyzed. He couldn't speak clearly. It was heartbreaking to see such a strong man brought so low. Who do you think was there every single day? Clara. She took a leave of absence from her job. She sat by his bed. She learned his therapy routines. She fed him. She read to him. She held his hand. She was patient. She was kind. She was everything he never saw in her. And Daniel? Daniel was in prison. He couldn't come. He couldn't help. All those years of being the favorite, it meant nothing now. He couldn't give back anything. He couldn't even write a proper letter. One afternoon, I visited Clara at the hospital. She looked exhausted. Mr. Henderson was sleeping. We sat in the quiet room. The only sounds were the machines beeping softly. Clara looked at her father. Her voice was barely a whisper. He asked for Daniel yesterday. He tried to say his name. It came out all garbled. But I knew. She took a deep breath. All those years, Em. All those lies. All that failure. All that dishonesty. And he was always the one Dad loved most. The favorite. Even now. A single tear traced a path down her cheek. She didn't wipe it away. I'm here. I'm doing everything. But it's Daniel he wants. She looked at me, her eyes filled with a lifetime of pain. How do you compete with that? How do you ever feel like enough? I had no answer. What could I say? The unfairness was a heavy stone in the room. She stayed. She kept caring for him. Not because he deserved it after years of neglect, but because she deserved it. Because that's who Clara was. Honest. Loyal. Good. She did it for herself, to know she was the better person. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere deep inside, Mr. Henderson finally understood. In his clearer moments, his eyes would follow Clara around the room. There was a softness there. A sadness. A dawning realization, perhaps too late, of the treasure he'd always overlooked. The strong, quiet, truthful child. While the failure, the liar, the dishonest child, his favorite, was nowhere to be found when he needed him most. The favorite couldn't help. The forgotten one was his only comfort. That's the real story of my friend Clara. And it still breaks my heart.